Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Banished. Welcome back to Nerdingham. I certainly hope you're having a wonderful day, because I'm certainly excited to be back. Things are, well, they're going okay. We'll say that they're going okay for the time being. They could be better, but they're going okay. I've made a couple of small changes since last time. Over here at the trading post, I've decided that we're going to stop trading iron, and instead we're going to go up to 750 leather. Because we never have enough iron, and because we have over 4,000 textiles at the moment. Which kind of has me thinking we probably want another tailor as well. So I wonder, can I have a look here at my inventory? If we have a look, leather is 1,000, wool is almost 3,000. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We are going to have a little look around. I don't remember for the life of me where the tailor is. There's one. So that tailor can do some wool coats, but I think we need more. I do think we need more. So let's go ahead and say that we'll get another tailor. And I think that tailor can honestly go... I mean, we've got a lot of sheep up there, so let's throw this tailor up here, possibly. Could be the best spot for it. So a tailor right out there. And do I have sheep over here? I have some right there, and I have chickens down here. We also have a tailor here already, so I think we're probably okay. Let's just throw one into the center of town. That seems like a good place. In fact, let's just do 2 of them because I'm feeling generous. We'll get those built ASAP, and hopefully everything will be okay. I've also gone ahead and turned off the... Sorry, deleted. No, I haven't. Let me try that again. I've turned these 2 farms back on because I've deleted... Can you see where my thought process went there? Because I've deleted 2 farms up here. Now, the reason I've deleted these is because in one of those spaces, I want to build a market. Because we could really use another market, if we're completely honest. So the market's going to go right there, and it gives us a pretty good range over a lot of houses. Not all of them, but a lot of them. So we're going to get that built ASAP, and I'll get some nice roads going around it as well, because I can. So we'll do that sort of thing. We'll get a nice little bit of dirt road going there, and apparently stone road going there. That's fine. We'll get that built in time, and what I want to do in this space up here is actually just go ahead and get more houses. To be completely honest, I think more houses up here could be a decent idea. So we'll get these into this space. Unfortunately, not going to be able to fit them perfectly, but I think we'll manage. I do think we'll manage. So we'll get 6 of them. And in here, I could get a few more if we doubled up some of the roads or something. So maybe we do that. Maybe we double up some of the roads. I'm not really sure. Let's see. Let's go for this house right there. And the same house sort of offset back there. And I guess I could technically offset the same house again. I'll not bother. We'll just make it a bit weird looking. It's 8 more houses, which is a thing that we've needed for a while, so this seems like a decent idea. We'll go ahead and do that sort of thing. We'll go ahead and bring this across. And we could get more houses in there. I'm just not gonna bother. Just not gonna bother. That'll do for now. That's all I want. We'll get that all built. It's a lot of construction work to be done, so we'll leave it be. I'm also noticing here there's not supposed to be a road there, so that's fine. We'll do a little road like that just because people like to use that area. And it's really that spot there we can't do a road on, so that's fine. Now, I do want to point out another thing, which is that a lot of the stockpiles that I've been placing have been completely useless. I've seen a lot of feedback regarding my stockpile placement. So I'm going to ditch some of them. I'm not ditching all of them because there's no point. But I'm going to ditch some of them, and we'll get some houses into some of the spaces that have been previously occupied by stockpiles. Like back here, for example, we could do one. Not gonna do back there, but I could. There's some space there. I could probably get a house in that spot. Maybe. I'm not really sure. I mean, that little tile there might be a problem. That's one thing I do want to mention, though, is that, yes, some of my stockpile placement has been silly, but a lot of it has kind of been because there's not a lot else to put in different areas. I'm also... Is this farm even doing anything? It's doing wheat. I mean, can I get houses down here? I kind of like to try, so let's just delete you. And let's see, can I get some houses done this way? What kind of house are we looking for? We're looking for that one. So I can't place it right there, but I can leave a little bit of a gap. And, yeah, that kind of works out. We get a couple of houses done there instead of a sort of useless wheat field. We can't get a house there, unfortunately. We probably can get a house there. We can also get one next to it. I don't know what house I've gone for there, but it'll do. And, I can get one back here as well, which I think works because I can go ahead and do a little bit of road. And this, again, this is just based on comments I've read and feedback I've seen, some of which was very negative, if I'm completely honest, but some of it was actually genuinely quite lovely. And I've just seen a lot of people saying, you know, stop trading iron, trade more leather, get more houses, and ditch more stockpiles in favor of houses. So we'll see if it works out. If it doesn't, I mean, it's not my fault. That's all. I'm not saying it's your fault, but I'm not saying it's my fault. Let's move on. I think it's that house we're looking for, and I can't get one up there. That's fine. So we can get a couple of houses in there, and I think that's pretty good. It seems like a decent use of space. We have got this room up here as well. So let's go for that and that for that little space. And honestly, we could do the same over here. So there, and that'll do. Cuts into the forest a little bit. Don't want to go too far in that direction. As for down here, we have an entire strip of road we could build on, which I kind of like the idea of doing. And this will be such a slow process. This is going to be a painfully slow process because I'm not actually going to be doing a whole shed load of builders on this. So there we go. We currently need 73 builders. We have 1. So I think we're doing okay there. Let's go ahead and speed the game up to 10 times normal speed again and just see what happens. We're down to 3 laborers, which is obviously an issue. We're down to 4 laborers. We're up to 4 laborers, rather. So, you know, maybe this will work. Maybe this will be okay. We have you without a job. You are a farmer. I guess we do have 2 farmers that don't need to be doing any work, so there we go. I'll tell you what, we actually have some decently sized wheat fields up there. What if we go down here and get rid of this one as well? Because we're not really using that wheat field for much either. And I reckon we can get at least 1 house down here. Yeah, we can get 1. So go ahead and throw it there. I wonder if I can get one behind it. I totally can. Well, that's perfect. All right, we'll do a little something like that and bring a little road out to it. And this is a space where I'm totally doing a stockpile, even if we don't need it. You know, like there's not much else I can build in there, so a couple of little stockpiles down there seems like it'll be okay. That seems like it would work out. So hopefully it does. Gonna be really awkward if it doesn't. As for everything else, though, I mean, I'm looking around. I'm trying to figure out. I'm honestly trying to figure out where to go from here, building-wise, because again, and as I mentioned last time, there is a lot of waiting around at the moment. Although I will say, and I do mean this from the bottom of my heart, I was genuinely surprised at how many people were kind of okay with the dumb rambling instead of just cutting out the tedious parts. I was very surprised and kind of humbled, honestly. That was very kind. That was very, very kind. The excuse generally being that, you know, a lot of people watch the series when they're going to bed, which is fine. I do the same with a lot of YouTubers that I watch. And yeah, that was kind of nice. It means that my rambling is all right for the time being, at least. We'll get another house down there as well. I could move some of my roads and get more houses in. I could actually get a house over here as well, which I think we'll absolutely do. So we'll get that one. And get that one there as well. And I wonder, I mean, I could get some back here. I don't know where the road would come from, though. But I could get some houses back there. So where do we bring this road from? Could do a bridge. Could totally do a bridge. Let's do a bridge. That seems kind of fun. Seems completely unnecessary, but, you know, a little bridge over to the houses seems kind of cool, so we'll do that. We now need 91 builders, which is kind of silly, but all of this is actually ready to construct, which is fantastic. So hopefully that'll be done soon. We actually, now that I look at it, we have a bunch of stockpiles up here as well. I mean, a lot of these will get used. Like this one will get used, these ones are getting used. This one over here, maybe not so much. So maybe we'll ditch that one. And let's see. We have one back here is probably not going to get used for much, so we'll ditch that as well. And we'll just throw a house right there. So we'll go for that one. And once this one's cleared out, we can go for, well, that house is actually quite nice, so hopefully that firewood gets cleared, if they wouldn't mind. Anybody gonna clear it? Nope. All right. Reserve of stone's getting a bit low. That's probably because we're using it in a lot of construction. In terms of trading, nothing I really want there, so off you go, bud. Not too keen on anything there. Are you going to lift that firewood? Thank you very much. All right, let's throw a little house into that corner as well. All right. So this should actually be good. It really should. We should see, you know, I mean, everything's ready to construct. That poor builder is having a nightmare right now. They really, really are. It's going to be an absolute nightmare. I'm also thinking we could probably get away with a market over in this area. Like maybe ditch one of the crop fields, get rid of the cornfield and throw a market in there. Might not be a bad idea. We also have need of another tailor, so let's grab you and make sure you're doing wool right there. Hopefully that'll fix the clothes problem. Or at least hopefully that'll start to make a dent in the clothes problem. I say fix the clothes problem. We have, what, over 500 people, probably nearer 600 people at this point, all of which are lacking any kind of clothing. So, we'll see what happens. I want to have a little look here, though. So last year, production was 68,000, consumption was 60,000. That's all right. This year, production is already higher, so I'm curious. I'm kind of curious to see how that plays out. Let's go for another tailor and another one there. There will be someone that doesn't know what they're doing for their job right now. But that's okay, because when this tailor over here gets built, they'll be sorted. They can go about their business and hopefully have a grand old time. Pretty much. That's what I'm hoping for. We are down to 89 required builders as well. So, you know, work's getting done. Work is definitely getting done. Just very, very slowly. It's gonna be a few generations, I think, before we see a hefty dent in any of this work. But that's all right. I will say I'm actually a little nervous about the low firewood right now. We're going into winter with next to no firewood whatsoever. That's concerning. I mean, we have, what, 11 woodcutters? We might want to get more at some point. I also realize, I think last episode I said I'd look up the wiki. I honestly don't remember what I said I'd look it up for. I genuinely, I apologize, and I'll try to do it this time. I've genuinely forgotten what I was going to even look up. So hopefully we can figure that out. And get to it. Hold on a minute. No. Get rid of you, and the house goes there. And there. Get a couple more houses into that space. We could probably get a couple over here as well, honestly. But I'm really not in any rush. I mean, again, the reason I'm sticking with just the one builder, just by the way, is because one builder doing tasks that are set out for 90 builders is going to mean that the population sort of grows slowly. It means that we're not going to have, you know, however many families. Let's say we have 50 houses queued to build. They're not all going to be built at the same time, so we're going to stagger the growth of the population a little bit. Which is Possibly a good thing, possibly a bad thing. I'm just curious to see what this does. I'm very curious. We are getting a lot of kids, though. We have 110 children right now. So I reckon we could probably open another school. I mean, the schools we have are getting pretty full, so let's go for 4 teachers. We'll see if we get up to 80 students. We also have this market about to be finished as well, which is amazing news. Not that we're going to have the vendors for it, but, you know. In fact, isn't this the... Is that the 4th market that we have? I think it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it is. All right. Well, these guys up here should end up being a little bit happier. We have got some of the houses going in as well. There's now no laborers available to replace all of these people that are dying. That's bad. Oh, that's bad. That's all sorts of bad is what that is. Here's hoping that things start working out. Someone called Bold has become an adult and is working as a labor. Interesting. That's like someone looked at their child and went, "What do you think of your baby?" Bald. You know, just passing observation. They're like, it's a good name. It's a great name. Little baby Bald. Here we go. These are going up now, which is good. Someone in there called Rake. Probably pronounced Rake, but Rake. Great name. Great name. Couple more kids there, another laborer going up. Let me have a look around again. So this is a bit of like relatively useless space here as well. So if I clear that out, I mean, I can get like a house in there. If I move that path, I can get another one. So I'm gonna move the path. Is what I'm gonna do. The path can go that way. So there we go. A couple of little houses right there. I can't get another one, can I? No. Alright, fair enough. These ones up here really coming together, which is beautiful. We're up to 8 laborers. We have so many children being born right now. 105 kids, 65 students. Still good laborers. We could do with another farmer, though, so let's throw someone into that job. We need to double the number of vendors that we have as well. You have nothing I'm interested in. So you can absolutely leave. Yeah, we really need to double the number of vendors that we have, and, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know what my next step should be from here. It almost feels like we're plateauing, in a way. It does almost feel like we've hit a plateau here. Which is neat. Again, like, I've mentioned this on Twitter and streams, and I think I've mentioned this in videos, and I've mentioned it in community posts here on YouTube as well. I've never gotten this far in Banished before. I've never gotten this far in Banished, and that's actually sort of my... I don't want to use the word excuse, because excuse usually sounds like, oh, you're just making excuses, but that's kind of my reason that I don't know where to go from here, because I've never gotten this far in the game before. And that's kind of why I'm absolute hot garbage when it comes to knowing what to do here, because I've never, oh, that's weird looking at the city from this side. That's odd. That's very strange. But yeah, because I've never gone this far in the game before. You know, it's all very new to me. Let's see. Can I get a nice path along there made of stone and have this one go up there made of stone as well? So up to there. There we go. So just get all that made of stone so that people can move by a little bit quicker. And actually, I haven't had a look at, I didn't have a look at food for last year, I don't think. Production was still alright. We're still above on production, which is good. We've apparently hit the limit of the chapel, which is interesting. Have we hit the limit on all of them? I guess we have. Fair enough. That is a That's a terrifying thought. That's so many people. That is so many people. Good lord. Can I have a look, like, do I have an overall population stat? Is that a thing? I think, yeah, I mean, we were above 600, or, I mean, we're not quite there. I think we're above 600 at this point. Good lord. Okay. The number of children has taken a bit of a climb. I think we might be at an all-time high on the number of children that we have at the moment. So that's very good. Let's have a look at the last 10 years. So last 10 years... Oh, I love this. I love the correlation you can see here. Let me demonstrate, right? So I want to just point out, right? The, the relationship between... So obviously overall population spikes up with these spikes here as well, right? But the noticeable relationship between someone here, you know, kids, right? Relatively stable, and it spikes. What caused that spike? Well, actually, what caused that spike was here. Not the tip of this spike, but this little bit here, the start of that spike, lines up perfectly with the spike in population of children. Because basically, actually, sorry, the tip of this spike lines up with the start of the children's spike, is what I mean to say. So that lines up down there. People basically went, we're adults now. Boom, children. So the population spikes as well. But it is really interesting seeing this, like, general increase. There is a very slightly positive trend there in the number of children. There is a negative trend in the number of adults over the last 10 years, and if I look at 25 years, it is, yeah, it's been negatively trending for a while, which is interesting because the population was sort of positive, ever so slightly negative. Population's now spiking, despite the adults only just starting to level out. It's all the it's the kids, it's the children. There's so many children, and that's kind of what's doing it. So, yeah, it's gonna be interesting, seeing how that plays out. It's gonna be very, very interesting seeing how the spike in the number of children goes. We are almost at 80 students again, though, so we should soon have a bunch of people graduating. I hope. I really sincerely hope. I really, really do. We're actually at... Whoa. Oh, one of our teachers just died. So we just got 14 laborers from it. Interesting. Very interesting. Alright, let's get a couple more builders in there. Let's go up to 3 builders to see what happens. And let's just turn this schoolhouse off. That's very interesting. One of the teachers died. No one replaced them. Boom. Labor. That's... I didn't think about that. Did not think about that. What do you got for me? Steel tools, iron tools. How many of those do we purchase at a time? 100? That seems fair. We've got nearly 1,000 of them. So I think we'll be okay. I don't think we're doing any... Don't think we're doing bad work when it comes to the number of tools. The clothes are kind of getting there as well, which is beautiful. It really is just firewood that's suffering now. Again, everything's a circle in this game. Everything's a circle. You fix one problem, you come around to another one. Every single time. Every single time. It's like clockwork is what this game is. Now let's see. I want to see what my builders are actually doing right now. So you're working on a house. You're working on the house. And you're working on that one as well. Fair enough. Fair enough. We'll get those together. These ones down here are actually done as well, and I would assume very soon we're going to see families come out of these, which will be beautiful. I assume same story over here. Yeah, we have a bunch of very young couples living in these houses. So, I reckon we are about to see a huge spike in the number of in the number of children. And we've already seen one. You know, 122 kids. We've already seen a pretty sizable spike. We're going to see another one here. It's going to be very interesting seeing that as well. Now let's take a look at food production. It's early summer. Last year, we had less. Interesting. Very interesting. Because we are... we don't necessarily have a lot of room left for farms. I mean, we do. We have all of this space, but that kind of requires me to go build a bunch of other things over there, and we still have a lot of builders kind of doing their thing, so... Hopefully that was just sort of a one-off. Hopefully that's not like the start of a downward spiral with food. But we're gonna have to pay very, very close attention to it to see what exactly is going on. Let's have another little look at the builders. They are working on those ones, which is fair. Alright. Can't really complain. We got more houses going up around the town center. And again, a relatively young family going in there. And then over here, I mean, this is going so quickly. Another relatively young family. Perfect. We are up to 21 laborers as well, because I guess the schools are kind of full. So that's beautiful. That's what we want to be seeing. 23 laborers. Another couple of young families. We'll not go into the details of the ages. I know that it's a bit weird. But a couple of young families. This actually isn't working at all at the minute, which... we might want to get that working sometime. Now let's see. Builders, builders, builders. They are working on these houses over here. Good. Alright, so we'll let them work on these ones. And again, just... you know, there's so many projects going on that we're just going to be getting, you know, a relatively steady growth of that population. And I'll tell you what, considering I'm a little bit nervous about the farm thing, we could put a couple down here. And I'm thinking down here is a good spot. It's relatively close to some houses, and it is, it's not a big enough area for forestry. So let's see what we can do. Crop field, 12 by... let's just do 12 by 12. Let's do 12 by 12. And then over here we can do 12 by 9's kind of okay. Then we get this kind of space up here where I think... can we get a 15 by 15? No, we can get a 13 by 13 though. So we'll do that. And that'll be just a couple more fields. Just a couple more fields. So there we go. We'll have this sort of go over to there. And this can sort of go to there. Alright. So we'll get those ready to go. Obviously, it's going to be a little while before the, before we have farmers ready to go for it, and ready to go work in those fields. We do have 30 laborers, though, so we might actually be okay. We might actually be okay. Tell you what, let's get more houses while we're here. So we'll get, a few along here. I think it's those ones. So yeah, that kind of thing there, with a little road there, and we can't really get any more in there. But 5 little houses down there seems like a really good use of that space. We could get more down here as well, but I don't think there's any need for it. I think we're okay. I think we'll manage. And I do want to make a point of looking very closely at the food production for this year once it hits early spring of year 88. Because we do want to make sure that food production it's growing, you know? You want to make sure that people are actually able to eat. And that they're going to be able to eat for many years still to come, you know? That's kind of the goal. So we shall find out. 42 laborers at the minute, though. That's what I wanted to see, man. We got this population growth. People are cold again, so I guess what we could do is get a few more woodcutters. I mean, Down here, I don't know what they're doing. We have a bunch of woodcutters around, but I think this area is mostly stone. Over here, I feel like we could almost get another woodcutter. Like up here almost could have a woodcutter. Or right there. Let's go right there with a woodcutter. We'll see what happens. Could throw more forestry into those areas, but people might start getting really cold out that way, so we'll be careful with it. And it is late winter, so any second we're going into early spring. I'll have a look at the food, and we'll see if we actually end up needing more farmers or not. We have the fields for it, so we might honestly be okay. We might just be okay. Although food is below 50,000 right now, and that's not okay. So production was just slightly beneath usage, so we do need some farms. I guess the population has grown massively. So let's say we'll go for one large bean field. We'll go potatoes. And back here, I reckon bit of corn. Bit of corn could be nice. Let's go up to 173 farmers. There we go. So they can all get working. Don't know how close to the fields they're necessarily going to be, but they can all get working. Let's see. We need 2 more fishermen. We could use 5 more gatherers. I'll do that as well. We have all the hunters we need. So I think we're all right. I think we'll make this work. Still need 37 builders. Not going to touch that. We're fine. I'm still happy with them working quite slowly, so not really going to stress too much about that. In fact, what are they working on? These houses down here. Fair enough. Well, that seems nice. I mean, this kind of seems to have worked, honestly. This whole thing. I mean, the schools stay relatively full. The population is growing relatively well. And, I mean, we seem to have, other than people being cold again, we seem to have fixed the population issue. I like it. What can I say? I'm happy with it. I'm actually really... Oh! Ho, ho, ho. 101! Oh my god! Oh, how could I say no? This is an absolute disaster waiting to happen, but how could I say no? Absolutely. This is a disaster waiting to happen right here. I just want to clarify that. I just want to say that I know that this is a disaster waiting to happen. But 101 nomads come knocking. How could I say no? How could I say no? I've got to take them. I've really, like, there's no other option there. There really is no other option. We'll get more houses in here. We can get another farm back here. Because we are going to need it. We are absolutely going to need it. The farm back there. We can get more houses up here. Or not. Oh, we can get some here. And, just the whole way along, I guess. There we go. So a few houses there. And, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I feel like I'm gonna regret this, but I'm just so curious to see what happens. I can't lie, I'm curious. I really am. This is gonna be awful.